I'm Erica. Hello, welcome.
And I'm Richard Warner. And we have an interesting question because I think there's a lot of people out there that are, this might intrigue. The question is, and this is twofold, how do I start acting, and do I need experience to do that? And I thought, I put the two of them together, and so I'm thinking maybe, I'm just going to take a shot at this, the person is saying, to do some real important stuff like a feature film or a TV series, do I need experience to do that? And of course the answer is yes. You have to. You can't just start that. I think that's a really misconception that I really, really hope that people understand that this craft choice takes years and years of work to get to that level.
And even one word in a television or film project, if you say one word, that is years of training, typically.
Yeah, so if this intrigues you, and people ask me sometimes, do I need to be young to do this? No, not at all. You can start at any age, but then it's how the level of commitment. So what can you do to start a career? Let's just start listing things so it'll be fun. One, volunteer someplace, right? In a theater. Anything you can to volunteer, just to see how actors work.
Absolutely, and just be on set, be an extra, background artist, and understand how everything works. It's, you know, if you want to be a doctor, do you need experience to be a doctor? Yes, you go to school for it, but also there's a period of interning and residence, you know, in terms of your experience. And in the acting world, it doesn't have to be, oh, now I'm in school, now I have my period of residence. Right. You can do all of that at once. Exactly. There are student films. There are so many opportunities that you can be involved with as a volunteer. And I'm specifically talking about film and television. But you're right, in terms of theater, in terms of commercials, you know, and even networking, even knowing people in the industry and asking if you can, you know, shadow them for a day, or if you can just ask them questions. I mean, it's just research.
Yeah, so I guess I'm not going to go out on a limb. I think everyone knows this. This is an experiential trade. You can't learn this from books alone. You can learn some
but you want to read books
you
too.
And that's my next step. Is that there are a lot of wonderful books out there, and you can write to us at info@arvold.com, and we can send you a list of those. I've made a study of those over my years of training to get you started. You can read books like this, which there's books about how other people started. There's a wonderful book just recently. That's Bryan Cranston's autobiography, Life in Parts. It is a whole description of how he became an actor. There's another wonderful one, Simon Callow's, C-A-L-L-O-W, called Being an Actor. Beautiful book about what this person might be going through, which is, do I have the stuff to do this? Do I have the discipline to do it?
Exactly. And we do have actually another video blog about books, I think, that you talk about as well. I had a thought, but I forgot it. So you keep answering.
So we talk about this, also attending workshops, trying to get into classes to really be exposed that way in a networking kind of way is a way of doing it. It's a simple way of doing it is get yourself a camera and get in front of the camera and just do a monologue, to memorize
exactly, and everybody has their own unique path. There's not a right way or a wrong way to become an actor. There really isn't. And life experience enriches an actor, and that's why there's no age limit on starting. So it's about your impulses, your vulnerability, all sorts of things. But I think that you're right in terms of researching, in terms of reading books, taking classes, volunteering for films, student films or whatnot, and just once you have that kind of, all those ingredients, all of a sudden you can start stirring the pot, and then that pot boils and simmers and it gets richer and richer, and then you might be ready for, you know, a one-line role on something, hence the reason you need credits. But you can start with nothing. Everyone does. I started with nothing in this industry, and then the concoction happened, you know?
And I'm just going to say this, toss this in. I'm not sure they start with nothing, because that comes back to full circle for me, the experience. You start with your own life experience.
Yes.
And I'm not contradicting
I concur.
And so if you say, and that's what you're supposed to be doing, which is to bringing that into this wonderful cauldron that Eric was mentioning, that swirling cauldron of ingredients must include your own life experiences. That's what's going to make you unique as a performer.
Exactly, your own unique essence.
Would you do me this personal favor out there, and I don't know if this is true about you, please don't ask somebody who's been coaching for a while, or teaching, do I have the talent to go on?
Oh.
It's an impossible question to answer, and anybody tries to answer that for you probably is either going to be taking a pot shot, or really is not really going to deter you in any way, or actually even encourage you in any way. Some sense. That makes sense? Yeah.
Yeah, because why? Who has the right to say no? You can't do
Right.
what you want to do.
And there's so many stories about this. People telling Katie Hepburn to get out of the business, Henry Winkler to get out of the business.
Danny DeVito, you'll never be a
on.
leading man. But
Yeah.
guess what? He
Yeah.
is a leading
Where
man.
there's a will, there's a way. Just understand it's a disciplined, rigorous journey if you're going to do it correctly.
Indeed. Thanks.
Good luck.